You cannot step into the same river twice. Change is constant. After several reinventions, I've learned something simple. The river changes us, and we change the river. From a shy teenager watching the Berlin Wall fall to someone who now published thought leadership and speaks to communities like this, my journey taught me one principle: consistency compounds. I'm Porsch, like the car without the E at the end. Today I share 3 chapters: Germany, Canada, and returning to Germany as a single father, and how this principle can accelerate not just your career, but your entire life. Thanks to Phil, Darren, Jan, and the entire community for having me here today. November 9, 1989, the wall falls. One day there's a border, the next day it's gone. When everything familiar dissolves, you need anchors. I kept a small journal, 3 lines each night about what stayed the same. This ritual kept me steady. After school, I chose a practical path, vocational training in pipe fitting and welding. You learn fast. Either the pipe holds or it doesn't. Craft is repetition. Those anchors, reflection and craft, became my foundation. Then came the next step, Canada. Anchors create stability. Craft creates consistency. Age 20, I arrive at Halifax, Canada, with $160 and the return ticket. My English was shaky, and my plans were flexible. 4 a.m. I walked at the flower shop. At noon, I delivered flyers for a pizza store. And at midnight, I worked at the newspaper. With $160, constraints become teachers. Later, I studied humanities, not tech. History taught me that every crisis has precedent, that patterns repeat, and that context matters. The lesson wasn't big leaps. It was small, steady choices. 1 page read, 1 application sent, 1 conversation. These tiny steps add up. Teams remember consistency, not drama. Consistency is what builds momentum. Back in Germany, my daughter is 3. I'm a single father. 6:30 a.m. breakfast, 7:30 p.m. bedtime story, every day. She didn't need a perfect father, she needed a predictable one. This discipline shaped everything. I grew from call centers, resetting passwords all day, through customer operations with eBay and PayPal, into enterprise IT with IBM, and on to leading 35 people from 13 countries at the bank. Today, from Portugal, I lead a team of 5, supporting 32 European military retail sites as part of a global footprint of around 220 sites, together with our US colleagues. Last year, my employer mandated CompTIA Security Plus. Studying for it sparked real interest, so I kept going. CYSA, Pentest Plus, Security X. And this Monday, I actually passed my CISM exam, and I'm waiting for the results to come in. Then I realized I didn't just want to be technical. I wanted to use my leadership experience and pivot into cyber leadership. Certifications alone wouldn't get me there. I joined the Cyber Leadership Institute and the Cyber Leadership Program. I read Phil Songo's The Gift of Obstacles, and I took his personal branding course. A clear lens to turn obstacles into a leadership story and show up consistently. This year, I won the Cyber Leadership Program capstone after developing and presenting a board-level cyber resilience strategy for a fictitious healthcare company called Vitalis Care. I also published with Isaka and built connections on LinkedIn that continue to shape my journey. Consistency isn't flashy. it compounds into credibility. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. We're all facing rivers of change, AI-driven threats, regulatory pressure, scarce headcount. Everyone says, move fast. My lesson is simpler. The differentiator isn't speed. It's being the leader who doesn't stop. If there's one line to remember, consistency builds trust with boards, with teams, with customers, and with family and friends. Trust builds everything else. If this resonates, I'd value staying in touch. Please connect with me on LinkedIn, because the question isn't whether the river will change, it's who you'll become because of it. Thank you.